Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is an evening ride and we're going to go through Bristol, which I don't think I've done previously on the bike. Certainly not an evening ride anyway. I videoed it. But no, I thought I'd come this way, have a ride through Bristol. I think we're a little bit early for the Christmas decorations, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to talk about. All I can tell you is Bristol is the home of pirates and Banksy. However, the money that Banksy charges for a stencil drawing, I suppose you could call him a pirate. But yeah, Bristol historically is a what is it they call it? A seafaring town, which is known for its pirate heritage, and also the new emissions charges that you have to pay just to drive through this city with possibly some of the worst road conditions in the country, also would put the council along the lines of pirates. But hey, let's not talk about that now. So we are in Bristol now. Obviously you're not likely to get a gateway with a view a la Saddlebag 73. I'm not going to do a review on the bike, like the quality Exeter rider. I'm not going to do any green laning, clearly, like epic Adam motovlogs. And I'm fully saddlebagged up on the back, so I won't be doing any dangerous or difficult filtering manoeuvres like my good old friend New Biker. So we're just going to have a ride through. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about, to be fair. I've got the camera rolling. I just thought we'd have a run through somewhere a bit different to the usual. It's busy. It's a Wednesday night, but it's really busy. I'm just glad I'm out enjoying it. It's good therapy, this. I think we're all aware that motorcycles are a great form of therapy. Oh, excuse me, got hiccups. So we'll have a ride through. We're not going to go through anywhere special. I might be able to point out the SS Great Britain to you if we can see it from this side of the river, or if the GoPro will let me zoom in close enough, because of course the SS Great Britain is moored up in Bristol. It's Isambard Kingdom's flagship, and I think there is something along the lines of it was the first steam-powered ship to cross the Atlantic. I don't know, there's something about it. It's got something special that goes on. What I do know is its last voyage before it was brought back to Bristol was actually a sailed, or a trip to the Falkland Islands, where it basically was left to rot, and then it was recovered back here, brought back here, and put into a dry dock where they've rebuilt it and made it a tourist attraction, and actually it's pretty damn good now, to be fair. It's a rather epic ship, because of course Isambard Kingdom Brunel, if you don't know the name, was an engineer from the 19th century who developed and built the Great Western Railway, who also developed and oversaw the building of the Clifton Suspension Bridge, which I've done a video on recently, which is an amazing bridge. It's glorious. You also might see that tonight, all lit up in all its splendour. I mean, you may remember, if you're local, I doubt, or if you're certainly from this country, I doubt that it would have made news anywhere else. But this area here was actually the site of the Black Lives Matter riots, where they tore down the statue of, is it Edward Colston? Because of his connection, and it was quite a strong connection, with the slave trade. I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's a whole different ball game to talk about. What I would say, and please take this with the positive nature that it's meant, is that Bristol is an amazing, vibrant, colourful city that is just awesome to be in, work in and live in, but maybe it wouldn't have been the same had we not had that rather dark history of bringing in people from other nations. So yes, what happened with slavery was a horrendous situation worldwide, but unfortunately the British were very much involved with. But there are some positives to come out of it when you look at the future and how it's transgressed into the amazing country that we have now. So this used to be all docklands down here, and now it's all new buildings. That there is like a museum, science museum type thing. These are all offices and apartments, and yeah, this was all docklands only a decade or two ago. I think it's clear to see that the emission zone charges that Bristol have brought in have actually done very little, if anything, to reduce the traffic through Bristol. Is that because most people have cars that are exempt, or is it because people are just happy to pay? I don't know. I think most cars these days are exempt, as are most motorcycles. It's only the older diesels, which I think are being phased out anyway. Alright, so I can go over here because I am a motorcyclist and this is a bus lane and I'm allowed here, which is brilliant. Right, so the SS Great Britain is just... I'm going to see if I can pull over here. Right, let's just stop here a second, put it into neutral. There we go. So, I don't know if you can see it or how well you can see it, but that over there is the SS Great Britain in its dry dock, and yes, it looks like it's in water, but actually there's just a very thin layer of water underneath it to give it the impression, but you can actually walk right underneath it and see the hull. Back there is the waterfront. Bristol's a really pleasant city actually. In the summer there is so much going on. So much going on, it's amazing. Alright, let's wait for this motorcyclist to go and then I shall pull out. There we go. So there we go. So we got to see the SS Great Britain. So hopefully now we'll get to see a lit up Clifton suspension bridge. As we exit Bristol. Do a cheeky manoeuvre now and pull into the right hand lane. Just like so. I think people are used to bikes just adopting whatever lane they want these days, especially in big cities, because it doesn't affect anybody. So let's see if we can see the Clifton suspension bridge just up here. Now it's just behind those buildings, so you won't see it just yet, but I'll try and get a little nod towards it as we go over the bridge here. sorry if you can't get a good look at it, but it's basically up there. It's a bit behind us. I thought it might have been to the side of us, but it's a little bit behind me, unfortunately. So there you go, a quick drive through Bristol. I'm not giving it the credit it deserves, really. It's a massive city, of which I am still learning so many areas from. I've just literally taken you through the town centre, and even only a very small part of the outskirts of that.